Good morning, everyone. On a nice snowy Friday in Indianapolis, I am driving south on Meridian. The roads aren't too bad. It's about 7:29, 7:30. Roads aren't too bad. Most of the snow routes are fairly clear. Traffic will be most of your problem this morning, getting into work. I haven't seen the weather report, so I don't know what we're in for come... That would be a pothole. I don't know what we're in for coming home this evening. Just from what I've seen on the roads this morning, I would suggest, if you can, to give yourself at least, I wouldn't say a 2-hour delay, probably around an hour, 45 minutes to an hour added on to your commute before you head out this morning. As you can see, it's definitely wiper-worthy weather, but it's not too bad. Visibility isn't horrible. Mostly, the potholes aren't too awful if you're on a road that has some decent snow coverage. But if you're like me and driving on Meridian, most of the snow, as you can see, is fairly dissipated. It's mostly slushy out, so you might want to watch the potholes, especially some of the worst ones around 16th Street. So we're just driving along right now, hanging out with me on my morning commute. More than likely, though, if you're watching this, it'll be on YouTube, and you'll be watching this recorded, not live. But we hope to get this up as soon as possible. Most people are shoveling their sidewalks pretty early, which is probably a good thing. The snow seems a bit lighter than it did when I left this morning. There was probably about, I don't know, I'd say maybe about a good 1.5 to 2 inches on the windshield in the van this morning. It took me a bit to get it off. It was still dark when I got up, obviously, so it's kind of hard to judge. It wasn't too awful, though, to clean off the van. So, it wasn't too bad to clean off the van this morning. But again, I would advise, if you're coming into work, if you do want to try and venture out this morning, the roads are not horrible. The roads are not too horrible. They're passable. Just add in a little bit of extra time to your commute. Add in about, I'd say, no less than 30 minutes. I had to drop my wife off at work this morning, so I had to build in a little bit of extra time in there. And I'm coming from around 71st and Ditch. The roads up there, at least when I was up there around 7 o'clock, were kind of bad. They were plowing. Fortunately, I was behind a double snow plow crew, so it wasn't horrible. But again, the roads are not hugely bad. They're not impassable, but you do want to build in that extra time. Right now I'm around 30th Street. If you can't quite tell by the camera angle, I'm about 30th Street, Children's Museum, heading north rather. No, south. It would help if I knew where I was going. Heading south on Meridian, getting closer towards Ivy Tech. I'm about 29th Street now. The temperature in the van says 31, so it's fairly warmer than I would expect. Putting the windows down in the van, they don't stick, so that's always a good thing. This morning, clearing the van off, I'd say it probably took me about 10 minutes or so. The ice on the windshield and the windows were not that horrible. It wasn't hard. I haven't checked out the news this morning, so I don't know how bad local media is making it out to be, or if they're saying it's not horrible out. Most of the side streets, as you can imagine, will be unplowed at least for a little while. So you might want to kind of take it easy on them. Right now on my right is the Ivy Tech downtown campus. I'm coming up to Meridian and Fall Creek. And again, visibility is not bad, as you can see. Visibility is not bad. You just have to kind of watch out for the other drivers. Basic driving etiquette when it's less than stellar weather. Take it slow. You'll get there. You can kind of see the snow the way it's piled up on the bridge. I'm passing Fall Creek now. Heading south of Meridian again. Passing some office buildings. CMC Media Group is on my left. Heading into work this morning. On this Friday in February. Hopefully this is the last bit of snow we'll see. I'll have to check with Paul Poteet on that one. But if the groundhog is anything to be believed, then we should be in good shape for heading into spring. If you can see down there, Citizens Energy Group, Citizens Gas Building. So I'm at about, I believe that says 21st. Some of the street markers, street signs are still a little bit obscured by the snow. So you want to drive a little bit slower so you can kind of see where you're going if you're unfamiliar with the area that you're in. See, maintenance crews are out by the Citizens Gas Building, clearing the sidewalk. And the good thing about that is the sidewalks aren't getting snowy that quickly again. So like I said, I haven't seen the morning radar. I don't know what the weather forecast is for the rest of the day, but I can tell you that it's not too bad right now. Hopefully it won't pick up later on in the day. I would say the biggest hazard this morning, not really hazard, but just something to watch out for, would be the other drivers. Some of the lanes, including on Meridian, are a little bit obscured due to the slush, so you want to keep that in mind. The other biggest hazard would be the potholes. If you're in an area, I'm just passing 16th and Meridian, heading south of Meridian. There's a few potholes right there in that intersection. You want to kind of watch for those because the weather, it's slick, it's slippery, it's wet. You can't really do a whole lot of swerving to avoid the potholes like you normally can when it's just